What's going on, Scorpio? We're back and we're going to go ahead and jump straight into your April 2023 mid-month reading here. Sorry about that. Just a bunch of stuff just happened. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump in. First they're like scraping paint off something because I guess they're repainting something. And then the AC guy came and fixed my AC. So there's just a bunch of stuff that happened all at one time. And then I looked at the astrology and I was like, it makes sense. Fucking the moon square Mars. Makes perfect sense. All right, let's take a look. What's going on, Scorpio? I doubt notifications went out, but let's take a look. Let's see. We're just gonna go ahead and jump in. Be sure to like the video while we start. All right, let's see, Scorpio. What's going on with the Scorpions? Let's see. All right, let's see. You know, this is very interesting to the reading I did for Capricorn. So if you have Capricorn placements, I'd watch the Capricorn reading. It's interesting though, Scorpio. I feel like you may be blocking yourself here. Now, give me a moment. I'm gonna break this down, but one sec. Let's keep going now. Hold on. Let's see. Interesting. You do have the Ace of Pentacles here in the outcome. So, you know, there's something I feel like you've been thinking a little bit too much about here, Scorpio. And it's almost as if you're trying to arrive to like some sort of destination. But it's interesting though, it's interesting though, because the Eight of Cups is your overall energy. And with the Eight of Cups, there really is no destination, right? Like even when we get to like one point, it's just one point, right? Like things keep moving forward, things keep progressing here. So I feel like the universe is like not wanting you to stop and settle like where you are at this time. And if you feel stuck, right? There's a need to listen to your intuition. You may be trying to rationalize your feelings too much, or maybe trying to rationalize your intuition too much here. Because I get that's like where the confusion is coming from, with the Eight of Swords being in the challenge. Like you could be, now for some of you, I will say this. If you're in a toxic situation, I feel like there's a need to totally cleanse your energy and get out of that toxic situation. Or if you know something's going to end up in a toxic situation, then there's a need to just be aware of that and avoid it. But what I'm also getting here with you, Scorpio, is where you could be overthinking, like compulsive thinking, right? Like intrusive thoughts, just like where you may just feel stuck, analysis paralysis here. And I feel it's like you may need to clear your energy in some form or fashion. Right? Because the Devil card's your current energy and the Eight of Swords is the reason why, the challenge, right? So like you can kind of lock yourself in your own sort of mental prison here, right? And I feel like why that's happening is because it's like logically, it's like you're trying to rationalize your intuition, rationalize like your emotions. Like if you feel something, it's okay to feel it, right? I think we get too caught up in life of like, you know, like we feel like we have to rationalize our emotions, right? Like sometimes you just need to feel what you need to feel. But one thing I will say though, the King of Swords in the future position, it's like you know enough, right? Like you know what to do. It's just about getting started. It's about taking action here with the King of Swords being in the future position, which I feel like you are. I feel like you're now starting to, like in the future, becoming more disciplined, more strict, and more focused and more concentrated on what it is that you're trying to do, the objectives that you have that you want to get done, right? So the King of Swords is about using the power of your mind, right? Or using your willpower. I know that may sound contradictory, right? Like Eight of Swords is, when I was just saying like you're trying to rationalize what you feel, you know, like, but it's more so what I'm getting is like you may be, like there's a delayment here, like something feels delayed or you feel restricted, confined. So the Hermit's in the position of something that you're unaware of here. I feel like you have a lot of wisdom here. and you have a lot of experience, and there's a need to trust that here. But there's also a need to, like, as well, like when you're in this Eight of Swords devil card energy, it's about, okay, I need to come back into center focus here on myself, and I need to block out the excess noise, right? And I need to listen to my spirit. I need to listen to my soul. I need to go within and seek my own conscious awareness, my own internal guidance system, right, with the Hermit. And I will say this as well, the Hermit in a position, like if you feel stuck, the Hermit is also finding somebody who has experience, who has the knowledge, who can help you become unstuck if you feel stuck, right? So the Hermit is like a guide or a counsel. And then you have the Star card here for your advice. And it's interesting though, because I feel like you may be feeling stuck right now. And it's interesting because I feel like the door is open, right? Like sometimes we just put ourselves in our own little mental mind prison, right? But the door is open. We just need to take action. We need to do something. We need to stop procrastinating, or we need to stop overanalyzing things, right? And I'm not throwing shade here. I do this too. We're all human. We all do it. But the Star card is about getting outside of like your mind and starting to get into life as your advice, right? Like sometimes we spiral into just like our own mind to the point to where it's like we disconnect from life, we disconnect from reality, right? So there's like a need to get back out into life and be engaged in life. That's what the Star card is as an advice in this situation, right? Start to co-create with others, start to get back into community, get back into just the positivity, get back into the flow of life. Advice here as well, Star card is like finding something that's above yourself, that has a higher meaning than just like yourself, right? Like being involved in something that has purpose, or doing something that gives you purpose. Right? Some of you may have some Aquarius in your chart, but it's interesting because I see the Star card. I know it's Aquarian energy, but it's like also what I'm getting is like the archetype of the 11th house. And the 11th house is how society benefits us, right? Our friends, our community. Right? The 10th house can be like our place in society, or like what we're trying to be in society. But the 11th house is where is the feedback of that, like what we get in return from it. Right? So that's what I'm getting. But the Ace of Pentacles and the outcome, I feel like there's a new opportunity here. And this is also about you creating your own thing too. Like this is your own life with the Ace of Pentacles. Like you can create whatever you want to create. And the Ace of Pentacles is not just like creating anything. It's like creating something that actually has substance. The Ace of Pentacles is very Taurus-like, right? Something that's going to endure and that's going to prosper over time, right? So Ace of Pentacles can come in the form of a job opportunity, can come in the form of a newer idea, business idea. Anything really. It could even be you creating a piece of art. It can literally be anything with the Ace of Pentacles. It's like, but it's like something in tangible form, like bringing tangible form to it, right? So whatever this is like it has a lot of potential. It's just about you putting it together, right? You implementing here, starting something new. It's interesting. We're about to come in. We're in a balsamic moon phase right now, and we're coming into a new moon. Right? And this new moon, we're going to have a lunar eclipse, Scorpio. So this is about letting go of the past emotional attachments to things, like toxic ways of things, right? And creating something newer. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. Every time I start doing a video, right? Not every time. I'm not going to sit here and be too dramatic, but that was just wild just a moment ago. Agents of the Matrix. You got this dignified card that says strength here. So this is about you getting into putting yourself in a better position here. And I kind of get this as like a reassurance, like a reminder. It's interesting. You may be feeling in a place. I kind of feel like you're doing this to yourself, Scorpio, if I'm 100% honest. I have a lot of Scorpio in my chart. So I get it, right? Like sometimes we can just fall into like our own just like the intense emotions or just intense energies, right? And I feel like it's wanting you to know it's like you're in a good position here. Don't make things worse than what they are, right? Don't create the illusion that things are worse than what they are, because they're not. We'll see what this new opportunity is, and we'll see what this is in your future here as well when we clarify. You got hollow bone. It says teachability here. This is a fascinating reading because it definitely has a sense of dualism to it. There's two sides here of basically the same thing. For some of you, this is about being open and flexible to learning newer ways of doing things. But others of you here as well, you may be doubting your own intelligence. You may be doubting your own ideas here. And if there's something that you want to share, or if there's something here that you want to teach, or even if maybe you want to be a guide or whatever the case might be, it's like I feel like you have the wisdom and the experience, right? And it doesn't necessarily have to be like you want to be a teacher or a guide. It could literally be maybe you want to step up into a management position here because you got the skills to do so, or you want to go do your own thing because you got the skills to do so, and you can do it. But I feel like you may be doubting like your own intelligence. You may be in doubt, like doubting your own ideas, or overcomplicating things a little bit too much. I'm just being 100% real with you, Scorpio. Right? And if this isn't your story, then you just click off. It's not your reading. Thank you, Hurt Locker, for the super chat. Appreciate it. But I really feel like this is you have a powerful message that you can share. Like you know something that could be beneficial to the collective with the Star card. And so there's a need to get out into life and get out into the world and share and be connected with others. I'm not saying that's not what you're doing. If you're doing that, then keep doing it. Like sometimes we can already be doing that, but then we can slip back into a negative spiral for some odd reason, right? I don't know. Our human brains just malfunction sometimes. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm getting here. Okay, let's clarify Scorpio. It's interesting too, though, because there's more to learn too, right? Like the Eight of Cups, I always think of it as like it brings up time, like literally time, right? Well, Saturn in Pisces, it's timeless. Saturn in Pisces is breaking the illusion of linear time, right? We think like everything happens in a linear fashion, but when we look back, it's quite the opposite, right? So it's really a series of moments in time, right? It's not like you get what I'm saying? It's not like they're connected linearly. Yeah, you can rationalize it that way, but sometimes like we may fail in life or we slip into a hole and we think like, oh my God, I'm totally off track. But it's just like they're series of moments, you know what I mean? So I think it's about not being too hard on yourself. Yeah, you got the Hermit here. You're on a journey. A lot of you, this is breaking apart from. It's interesting. I was like just reading about something here, and I see it coming through in your reading. And damn, what was I reading? Oh, I know what I was reading. It was the Uranus function, and how Uranus is the master of transformations. And Uranus is like that urge to. It's like the Fool card. It's the urge to the call to adventure. It's the urge to break away from comfort. Right? To break away from the traditional, right? And be innovative. And so it's like that deeper intrinsic calling that you have to go like your own way or to do your own thing, right? So there's a need to listen to that, because that's your inner guidance system coming through, right? And so Uranus, interesting. I'm just gonna be talking. Hey, look, I'm channeling here, right? Yes, I read tarot, but I also channel because it's all connected. But also, like, Uranus like breaks the Saturnian function, right? It breaks the barriers, right, of Saturn, the rings of Saturn. But Saturn is relentless, right? It'll reform again, but that's how it's supposed to be, right? Uranus will break tradition, and the how Uranus does that is it uses Mars. Uranus and Mars are like, Mars is Uranus's right-hand man, basically. And Uranus will use Mars. And what is Mars? Well, Mars is our independence, right? Take action, our desires. Initiative, initiating. So that spontaneous urge to liberate yourself, literally with the devil card being here, right? You feel like you're trapped or confined, maybe stuck in your own mind, or just feeling like I gotta get out, or whatever you're feeling. Well, it's Mars, right? You take action and you do something different, right? You become innovative. You go your own way. And it's interesting, the way it works is once Mars breaks the function of Saturn's rings, right, from Uranus, right, because Uranus needs Mars to do it, then Neptune dissolves those boundaries or those rings, right, those limitations, and then Pluto reforms it. So basically what I'm getting at is liberate yourself. There's a lot more than you realize to your journey or realize to a situation. And it's like you don't have to stay stuck. Wheel of Fortune, the devil card. I feel like you're letting reality control you too much. Like, and what I mean by that is maybe you're trying to control reality too much. So it can go vice versa, right? But this is about escaping, this literally is like the Matrix. But it's about just like realizing like you're in control of your destiny. Nothing can stop you or hold you back from creating your own destiny or your own personal fulfillment in life. And sometimes you have to break away from the traditional, right? That's the Uranian urge, right? And it's interesting too. You have the Ten of Wands here on the Eight of Swords. Yeah, you're like figuring out like what you believe in. I feel like you're questioning a lot of beliefs at this time, right? Jupiter and Gemini, Saturn, Sag. Like I feel like you're questioning a lot of beliefs. Maybe you're questioning your own beliefs. You're questioning a bunch of things at this time. And you're having to formulate and create newer beliefs and newer understandings and a newer way of how you relate to life and your environment and everything like that. Yeah, I forgot. I was going to say something. Totally forgot. Yeah, Emperor, King of Swords here. I feel like this is you becoming more disciplined. It's interesting though. The King of Swords with the Emperor does signify that it's like you're taking full accountability and you're enforcing or implementing newer structures or a newer plan here to go after and achieve the things that you want. It's like you're not afraid to tap into your own self-reliance and self-independence with the Emperor and the King of Swords, right? And use your willpower to take control and direction. So I feel like it's like you're not even leveling up or bossing up. It's just like you're just stepping up to the plate, basically. You have the Four of Pentacles on the Hermit in the position of something that you're unaware of. This is deprogramming, Scorpio. This is about letting go of the old and transitioning into the new. If you catch my drift, if y'all getting what I'm saying here. Ten of Swords on the Star card here. It's about reinventing yourself here, Scorpio. It's about reinventing yourself, the Star card. It's about realizing, like, what we live in there's so much more to this reality in this world. And it's about understanding the divine connection and consciousness just in general. Like, your consciousness is expanding. Your awareness is expanding. And the Star card is like, it's going your own spiritual way, creating your own spiritual identity, and creating your life the way you want to live it, right? You got Six of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles here in the outcome. Interesting enough, there could be, for some of you, this could be like an opportunity to travel or an opportunity to sort of leave, like, whether it's physically or metaphorically speaking, like to get out of like the box here. I feel like it's like you're hopping out the box, like you're jumping like the fence, metaphorically speaking, and you're pursuing something newer in life rather than keeping yourself stuck, right? Now, if you've already been jumping the fence, it's just about realizing like there's gonna be more fences to come. All right. Where's the? Oh, here we go. Yeah. So like you're always continuously growing. Let's see. You got miracles happen. Give the universe your clear intention here. And the King of Swords is very clear with his intentions. If it's not part of the plan, the King of Swords don't give a damn. I'm good with the rhymes, huh? If it's not part of the plan, the King of Swords don't give a damn. He's open, reasonable, but if it doesn't fit, then there's no point. So I think it is about getting specific here. The newer reality that you want to create, and whether it's a newer lifestyle, like, let's just be honest. It's not like we're always, like, every time I do a reading, it's like the newer reality, but it's like, we always hit these pivotal moments and these points in our life where it's like, okay, like we have to change something or something has to change, right? Like things become outdated, right? Like old goals don't work no more. Old ideas don't work no more. You know what I mean? So it's like we have to remain open-minded. We have to remain conscious and aware of that. And I feel like that's what you're doing. You got the Sun card, or the Sun card. You got the Three of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like this is you realizing like your own independence. You're consciously aware of who you are, what it is that you want, and the direction that you're moving in. And I feel like it's through the intentions that miracles will happen, but it's not just waiting on a miracle. It's about, with Jupiter and Capricorn, it's about putting in the work behind it, right? It's about realizing, like, if I want things to work in my favor, if I want to manifest things, yes, it's one thing to set an intention, but you can't just sit there. It's like you have to put in the work behind it and get very specific about the destiny that you're trying to create with the Ten of Pentacles. Because overall, the Ten of Pentacles is like ultimate manifestation. It's a legacy card, right? It deals with family, it deals with lineage, it deals with like deep roots, creating deep roots. And ultimately just like your whole lifestyle, right? So it looks good. I feel like whatever you're building toward or working toward, Scorpio, has a lot of substance behind it. And so I just feel like there's a need to just keep moving forward. But, break out of this mental trap you've put yourself in, or that you feel that you're in, whether it's mental or whatever. Like the Devil card and the Wheel of Fortune is where we feel like we can control time, and we feel like we can control like every single event that comes into our life. You know what I mean? It's like we're trying to cling to the old. It's time to like release that and realize like there is a totally new thing happening here, and you can feel it. And that's also part of the septile going on in the astrology with Neptune to Uranus. And a septile is like it can feel kind of, all right, we're going to use esoteric terms. It's occult direction, right? It's this inexplicable, compulsive kind of pull and a narrowing point of one's destiny, right? So it's like, there's like consciously you want to stay here, but there's also like this urge to do this or to go in this direction. You feel it. And I was just saying this in the other ones, right? So, and we were just talking about that earlier, the Neptune, Uranus, Pluto thing, right? Uranus and Taurus, there's an urge to break out of the conventional ways of doing things and create a newer, enduring, prosperous life. One that actually has substance and that's going to support you and aid you. And that's beautiful, right? And Neptune is dissolving the boundaries of already Saturn and Pisces, right? So everything is so fluid and so malleable right now that it's an active, conscious participation in creating a prosperous life, a better lifestyle that's spiritually connected, that is in sync also with the divine. And it's through the Mars function, with Mars being in Cancer, that it's bringing a lot up with maybe family, your inner world and your inner emotions, roots, right? And so you have to use Mars action here. You have to like emotionally identify what compels you. So, and then Pluto in Aquarius, right? Which is forming newer, which is taking everything apart, looking at everything, re-examining everything, refocalizing it, and creating a new form, right? And with Pluto being in Aquarius, it has a lot to do with the collective, social groups, your connections and your tie to society. You know, we don't really see like the Neptune, Uranus, Pluto as like detailed in our personal life. We see it more so happening in the collective. So like once you understand the astrology of Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto, and Saturn, you can see what's going on in society. You can see how you can not analytically, but you can see it. You can see the correlation of it. You can holistically see it and realize it. So, yeah. So yeah, that's it. Oh man. I feel like I had one more thing to say, but I totally lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so like everything is so formless right now. Like any type of old way everything is constantly reshaping right now. That's why it takes conscious awareness right now, every single moment, right? Because if you try to cling to something right now, that's an illusion of form that you think is there, but it's not. So it's really about realizing like, okay, things are always changing moment to moment, right? It's not about being afraid or being anxious or having anxiety. It's just realizing like I have conscious control over my reality and I can take conscious control of it. You get to bring form to also like your visions, your manifestations, right? Put it in tangible form. Your intuition tells you one thing. Stop trying to over-rationalize it so much to the point to where it keeps you stuck. Just follow your intuition. That's Saturn and Pisces. Or if you have something deep you want to create, or you have an imagination, or you know what it is that you're striving toward, bring tangible, practical form to it. All right, that's what I got for you, Scorpios. I appreciate y'all so much, Scorpio, for watching. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, the link's down below in the description. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't yet. Click the notification button bell as well. You'll get notified whenever I upload your videos. And yeah, be sure to hit that like button. It really does help me in the channel, and it does spread the video through the algorithm. So that's why everybody tells you to like video, because it spreads the damn video through the algorithm and more people see it, right? So if you want to show your support, please be sure to do so. And yeah, so